Whoopi Goldberg went on The View today and defended Eric Swalwell. This is after 4 women came out and said this guy essayed them, assaulted them. Then we got the Manhattan DA investigating. She's saying, hey, we can't hold Eric Swalwell accountable because Orange Man bad. And then a few hours later, Eric Swalwell, he resigns from Congress. I know it's crazy, right? But see, I want us to pump the brakes for a minute and just see just how Democratic hacks get down. Defend the party, defend the party, defend the party. Hate Trump, defend the party, defend the party. Nothing about the women. Let me ask you a question. What kind of person looks at 4 credible witnesses, an active criminal investigation, and 21 Democrats pulling their endorsements from Eric Swalwell? Oh no, maybe Whoopi could have thought maybe there's a reason they're pulling their endorsements. Maybe because this guy is bad news. I wonder if Whoopi would have done that for a black congressperson. I'm just asking. And I know it's going to be, you're going to say, Tim Black, man, you playing the race card. Nah, man, I'm not. I'm being real here. I don't remember Whoopi ever riding for black people like this. What kind of person makes excuses for Eric Swalwell at a time like this? I'm going to tell you the kind of person, the same kind of person that called Melrose Mike an agent. You know, Al Sharpton, that same type of person. The same type of person that when you criticize them, calls you a fool, a moron, stupid, jackass, and all other types of names instead of standing on business. Yeah, I'm talking about Roland Martin. Yeah, those are the type of people that Whoopi Goldberg is with. This is the same type of person I've been covering all week. Watch this.
So let's talk about what's been going on, because Congressman Eric Swalwell just suspended his run for California governor over allegations of sexual assault. He's speaking out on social media as colleagues on both sides of the aisle are calling for him to step down. Take a look.
A lot has been said about me today through anonymous allegations, and I thought it was important that you see and hear from me directly. These allegations of sexual assault are flat false. They are absolutely false. They did not happen. They have never happened, and I will fight them with everything that I have.
On Friday, I had my staff initiate the process and start the process to file motions for expulsions for multiple members of Congress, both Democrat and Republican. And I think even though Democrats and Republicans might have ideological differences, I think we should be able to all agree on the basics that maybe if you're, sexually harassing or assaulting or have issues of domestic violence or you're stealing funds from FEMA, maybe you should not be in Congress.
What about president?
Hey, if Eric Swalwell can get elected 3 times by his own party, yeah, I guess that would be okay, wouldn't it? You think people are going to choose Swalwell? No, I don't think so. In fact, as we all know, he just said he's going to resign from Congress. But let's keep going, because Whoopi couldn't look worse if you paid her to look worse.
I'm just asking, because he's denying all the allegations, and he's not the only member of Congress facing accusations of sexual misconduct right now. So, with all that we've seen, what should be happening here? What should happen here?
He needed to take himself out of the race for governor, and he needs to leave Congress. And I think what she said on that video should align with everyone. It's not a party problem. It's a certain amount of character integrity. Yeah. If you are going to be a public servant in an elective government, there should be a baseline level of goodness, of character. You're handling money and power. We said when you hold that kind of power, you shouldn't be in office.
Eric Swalwell and the others who have been accused of also terrible things have every right to fight these allegations and go prove that they're wrong. What they don't have a right to do is do it while they're getting paid with our taxpayer money.
I agree with you, Sarah. Yeah. It's not a Democratic problem. It's not a Republican problem. It's just a character problem.
Yeah.
And our representatives who represent us, that is not a right. It is an honor. And I think they should all go. I
can't believe this, man. I'm agreeing with Anna Navarro and with Sunny Hassan in the same day. Well, I disagree with Whoopi. I agree with earlier person. I don't know the first lady's name. I forget her name. But I agree with that. Damn, man, I wonder if this is going to hold. We're not talking about 20-year-old, 30-year-old allegations. We're talking about something that happened last year. Well, 2 years ago. So this is like right off the presses. And there are also 3 other women alleging additional misconduct, including him sending unsolicited messages, nude photos, including photos of his junk. I thought Swalwell was a born-ass, jerk, boring dude, like lack of chemistry and charisma and lack of style, but it seems like he's a perv, man. Allegedly, right? It's always allegedly. It looks bad, though. Inappropriate advances such as touching, kissing without consent in social settings in front of people. This guy's like a straight-up octopus. Allegedly. With one of the allegations saying somehow she ended up in this hotel room with no recollection of how she got there. Looks bad. This is paid promotional content. I've been compensated to discuss this company on this channel. This is not investment advice. If you've been following this channel, you know I've been tracking Saga Metals. Trading as SAGMF in the US and SAGA in Canada. Back in January, we covered their massive drill program in Labrador and how they were positioned to answer the US government's billion-dollar push for domestic critical minerals. What they've done in the last 4 weeks has changed the scale of the company. They didn't just hit their targets. They've achieved a 100% drill rate in all 36 drill holes. And the big news is Saga just acquired another titanium asset in the same district as the largest titanium mine in the world. They scooped it from under Rio Tinto, a top 5 global mining company worth over $100 billion. That detail alone adds context around the level of interest surrounding the asset. We gotta look at this for what it really is. U.S. national security imperative. Titanium is now a designated defense metal because you simply can't build F-35 fighter jets, advanced radar, or next-generation naval platforms without it. By funding domestic supply chains, the government is turning a major strategic vulnerability into a North American fortress. The Trump administration just launched Project Volt, a $12 billion critical mineral stockpile plan aimed at breaking foreign dominance and reshaping the mining sector. That's not all. And an additional $30 billion was announced at the Critical Minerals Ministerial to accelerate domestic production and secure strategic supply chains. Saga is positioned exactly where the money, the mandates, and the momentum are flowing. This is more than a resource story. This is geopolitics. The Pentagon is actively funding domestic supply chains for the exact minerals Saga has in the ground. This isn't speculation. And Saga isn't standing still. They're systematically assembling what is shaping up to be a North American titanium district with the potential for one of the largest discoveries the region has ever seen. Saga Metals is a company I'm watching very closely. If you want to learn more about this critical mineral story, check the link in the description. Special thanks to Saga Metals for making today's video possible. Over 40 former Swalwell staffers signed a letter calling the claim serious and credible, urging him to resign from Congress and drop his gubernatorial bid while supporting a full investigation. Oh, my goodness gracious. These are Democrats. But still, Whoopi is keeping hope alive.
Swalwell was running to be governor, and he was the lead candidate for the Democrats. I mean, California overtook Japan as the 4th largest global economy. Yeah. It has a GDP of $4.25 trillion. And so I'd like to see Kamala Harris maybe put her hat back in the ring.
I guess there was no way I was going to get through a View segment with me agreeing with Sonny. Somehow she had to find a way to snatch all types of reasonableness out of her commentary. We don't want Kamala.
Swalwell sat on the Intel Committee, and there were allegations he had a suspected Chinese spy, Fang Fang, who was associated with him in his office. Now, he was not found to have engaged in wrongdoing, but to me, my spidey senses from having worked at the Pentagon go off, which is it was an open secret that he had issues with women, that he was somebody who was susceptible potentially to heavy drinking, to impropriety with women.
Real quickly, 2019, this is post-Me Too, which was not just a let's dig out the ones that have done wrong things. It was a loud warning that people will not be silenced anymore. Yes. And he arrogantly did that again in 2019.
Yeah. Well, you start at the head.
Yeah.
And until you clear out the issues, they're going to stay. But I just feel like, you know, as long as the head has all these issues, 55 people can come out and say they should drain this. But if you're not draining from the top, I don't know if people are going to take it seriously.
And I'm not understanding why Whoopi Goldberg just keeps being this person. I mean, I know they give her prepared remarks. She just reads them. She just says them anyway. And it's like, Whoopi, people do not respect this nonsense. You know, it's like Trump derangement syndrome times 500. Women say this guy took advantage of him. Your defense of not calling him out for it, not letting him leave the race. Remember, this wasn't even about him leaving Congress. She didn't think he should leave the gubernatorial race. Yo, that's crazy. Talk about throwing women under the bus. All despite Trump. It's ridiculous, fam. This is the type of thing I'm saying, man. To the very end, Democratic shield. I'm not even looking at these people as black or white or working class or Hispanic or Asian or Latino or whatever. I'm looking at them as blue. These people are blue, and their interest is blue first. Blue before you. Blue before the truth. Blue before reality. It's blue, blue, blue. If it's not Roland Martin throwing me and Dr. Musa under the bus, it's Al Sharpton throwing all of the black community under the bus behind the Democratic Party and calling Mike Melrose an agent. And that's crazy. It's crazy. Whoopi. There's no talking. You know what? There's no talking to Whoopi. America. Black America. Whoopi is not an example of anything that you should follow or emulate. She's flat out wrong on pretty much every level imaginable. Just because you know her and she's been around for 30 years doesn't mean she knows what she's talking about, and it doesn't mean she has our best interest. It's time we turn the page on the hacks. I'm Tim Black. Stay dangerous.
Catch Tim Black live on the most dangerous show in America, Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. Don't miss out on the real. Stay dangerous.